The Orlando Magic eventually made a trade for Desmond Bane, but months leading into that, it was rumored that they were trying to work out a deal for the Chicago Bulls. Me and Pat do have what that deal was rumored to be. And did the Bulls miss up on a golden opportunity? We're going to talk about all that, plus the Pippen comparison and the NBA Finals. All that and more on today's Locked On Bulls.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily Chicago Bulls podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you for tuning in to Locked On Bulls, member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every single day. That's Pat, the designer, host, and creator of the Windy City Breeze and host of the Chicago Bears podcast over at ESPN 1000. I'm Hayes, host and creator of Chicago Bulls Central, Chicago Bears Central YouTube pages and podcasts. And today's episode, by the way, is brought to you guys by nobody, just us. I thought I missed something there for a second. With that
brought to you by nobody.
Brought to you by nobody. But with that said, Pat, this has been something that we've been sitting on for a couple of days. We had to get the old approval to run with it. But apparently we know what the Bulls were offered for Coby White. And so they were offered the deal built around Cole Anthony and Jonathan Isaac. But 2 first-round picks were apparently in that unprotected and a protected pick later down the road. It's not quite what they got for Desmond Bane, but I don't know if it was. We don't know if the Bulls officially turned it down or if the Magic found out, oh no, we can get Bane instead. But regardless of that, it seems like this deal had been on the table for a while, and either the Bulls turned it down or they took so long to decide that the Magic pivoted to another deal. How you feeling about it, Pat?
Listen, to me, it screams you want to keep Coby White. But then again, it also screams it could be AK giving himself the stranger. Like, we know that he's willing to sit on his hands. We know that he will wait too long for a deal to come through, or he will wait too long and try and get the most value out of something and then end up getting less value. We've seen this with 5 different pieces now that were part of this regime, one of which you still have on the team, and decided to pay him an extra $10 million in Lonzo Ball. Like, to me, that is the...
That goes you want for the... I think it's a sound effect when you bring that in.
Nick used to have like a ding, like it'd be a bell, because I would bring up fibs on almost every show. Like, ding, there it is. But no, man, like... I don't know what their plan is, but they keep saying the goal is to be young, build through the draft, and remain competitive. You've had multiple opportunities to remain competitive with pieces brought in and be able to build through the draft, and yet those aren't the routes you're looking to take. Again, if this is we're not moving on from Coby White, that's a different conversation, right? We're going to sign him, we're going to pay him, he's going to be here. That's okay. I don't know if I agree with that path, but at least that's a path. This feels like you just didn't know what you wanted to do. Very similar to what we saw with Zach LaVine with the Knicks thing. Very similar to what we saw with DeMar DeRozan, and basically waiting till the last minute and then being like, he's going to leave anyway, sign a trade. Find the Alex Caruso situation. We got a litany of these pieces where we can say, you basically just waited till your back was against the wall and then we're like, let's make a move or not. So we'll see what ends up happening, but not surprised by this one. Maybe a little disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, it like you said, it'd be different if this follows up with a commitment to Coby White. Now, of course, we won't know exactly what that is for a little bit, maybe not till the end of next season. But if they trade Coby White here in the next couple of months and the offer is considerably worse or not at the level of this, it is going to be an immediate another missed opportunity from AK. And it seems like AK wants to make moves, but either he's always waiting for a better deal, or he contemplates so much on, do I really want to trade Coby? Do I really want to do it, to the point to where it's like, now the deal's off the table. With the Zach thing, like I always go back to that. You bring up the Lonzo thing a lot. I bring up the Zach trade a lot. Like, you had an offer of 3 first-round picks on the table for Zach LaVine and RJ Barrett, and I can't remember the other player that was included in that. And you ended up moving off of him 2.5, 3 years later for only your own first round pick back. And it's continued missed opportunities like that just it's like it's hard to gain traction when you miss on so many opportunities. Every GM's gonna miss on one, right? But you're talking about over just the last 2 or 3 years, we're talking about DeAndre Drummond, 2 second-round picks. I know you don't value second-round picks a lot, but at the same time, that's still more assets that you can stack to maybe trade into the first round of another draft. You missed a first-round pick for Alex Caruso. Now you got Josh Giddey. I'm okay with that, right? Especially if Josh Giddey continues to excel. You missed out on one for Lonzo Ball. You missed out on probably another one that you could have gotten from DeMar if you realized 2 years earlier, like we all did, it wasn't going to work with DeMar being here. Hell, you missed on one even when you did move off of DeMar because you didn't want to take Harrison Barnes back. So the Spurs got the first round pick back in that deal. So let's not even talk about what ifs. Let's talk about what actually happened. I just don't see how a front office can continue missing on this many opportunities and really say that they want to build through the draft. You've missed out on an opportunity to stack multiple draft picks. We could have multiple firsts, multiple seconds, and have flexibility to move up. They're talking about you want to move up and get Ace Bailey. Hell, if you would have had 12 and 18, you could have probably very well moved up to get Ace Bailey.
Brother, we could have came into this draft with 12, 18, and now whatever the Orlando pick that they were going to give up was it 16?
16
that they have. Like, you could have come into this draft with 12, 16, and 18. You could have either said, we're going to build through the draft, like you keep telling us, because this is a draft that's deep enough to go out there and find a Thomas Sorber, a Danny Wolf, a Cedric Coward. Y'all better draft. If he get anywhere near y'all better draft.
Well, did you see the Athletics recent report?
Oh, no. Where is he at?
That the Bulls are very high on Cedric Coward.
Bro, fam.
The person too was like, the person too was like, hey, they're trying to keep it on the low, but I'm gonna tell y'all anyway. They're high on Cedric Coward. It's like, well, thanks for that.
Bro, listen. I effed up because I started going through a deep dive of this dude's like interviews and stuff like that to be like, okay, what kind of mindset we getting? Brother, when I tell you I was looking for a wall to run through by the end of some of those things, that man said, you can't find nothing on the basketball court that I don't do. It all needs to get better, and I'm going to improve on all of it. But you can't find a single thing that happens in the game of basketball that I don't do. I love this game. I was like, oh, snap. Hold on. Please draft this man. But no, man, like, the point of all of that is, though, like, getting back to the draft capital portion of it, like, you can't say we want to build through the draft and we want to build young and remain competitive. And there was an opportunity for you to move on from Lonzo Ball. And Coby White takes a little bit of that competitiveness away, maybe, but you could have been trading up to the top of the draft to maybe go after an Ace Bailey. You could be trading up to go after one of those top 5 players with all the picks you had in this draft. Like, you can't keep saying, I mean, they basically just talking out the side of their neck at this point.
Yeah, it's like at some point you got to show and prove, right? You keep saying all this stuff and you have opportunities to get this and then you don't do it. So it's like, what are we talking about here? Like, you got to get to a point to where, and again, I don't know if this is completion anxiety or what they have. You got to just make a deal, bro. Like, you got to just, like, and I'm not the person who says I want to see them make a trade just for the sake of making trade. That's not what I'm saying here. But I'm like, you keep waiting so long to make these deals that it's like, you've missed out on a whole rebuild worth of assets just waiting too long on player. And that's why I say it's players you moved away from anyway. It'd be different if we were talking about, oh, they missed out on this trade of Zach LaVine, but Zach's still here, he's playing well. Or, oh, we missed out on this trade for Andre Drummond, he's still here, he's playing well. No, we're talking about all players that you moved off on months to a year or multiple years afterwards.
Yep.
You got to at some point just pull the trigger, my boy.
Yeah, and that's where, you know, AK seems to have the biggest block. I get it. You don't want to move on from the people. I think he likes the people that he has in the building. I think he likes the players that he has in the building. He likes the players he's invested in. It's not just, you know, chess pieces where you could just throw them in the fire. But at a certain point, you have to be about your business.
Yeah.
If you're not going to be about your business, you're not going to get any success here. Like, I get it. Like, we didn't want to get rid of Luol Deng back in the day, but I'd have done everything that I could to try and get Kobe Bryant in here, even though Kobe wanted to play with Luol, but still.
But like, that was Kobe. Well, I think the Bulls would have been willing to. Kobe was like, hey, no, I need Luau there.
Hey, bro, I'd have traded everybody else. Figure it out. You trade whatever you can. You know what I mean? Like, even, we weren't willing to move off of pieces so that we could clear money to try and get the full bench mob in here. Well, what are we going to do? Or the full big three in here. What are we going to do if we don't have our bench? You figure it out. They go sign Ray Allen for 11 cents, and he knocks down the biggest three-pointer probably in LeBron's career. Well, maybe the Kyrie one. Either way. But, like, those are the things where AK doesn't have that mindset right now. And it's just, it continues to show that he's not truly about the business of basketball with this team.
Yeah, I mean, and hopefully this, and like I said, this isn't to say just trade players. Like, if you end up signing Coby to an extension and he works out here, great, cool. You pass up on a deal to keep a player that you like, but it's like, it's still no commitment to Coby either. So what are you doing? Maybe a different deal comes along that we're talking about, and we're looking at maybe the trade deadline that it works out. But it just right now seems like another situation of Acme holding on to things and being afraid to make a move. But we're going to continue the show. We're going to talk about Scottie Pippen making a comparison to Jalen Williams. And this is one that I don't hate. But first, we got to get to a message from Car Gurus. Shopping for a car should be exciting, not exhausting. But between the confusing prices and hitting fees, it can be overwhelming. That's why I love Car Gurus. They help you cut through the noise and show you the best deals with confidence. With over 4 million listings, Car Gurus has more new and used cars than any other major online marketplace in the United States. They verify dealers, provide real price analysis, and give you the tools and data you need to make the right choice without second-guessing yourself. If you need a deal you can trust, Car Gurus makes it easy to compare vehicles side by side with unbiased deal ratings. The best feature, the price drop alerts, so you know exactly when the perfect car is available for your budget. Plus, the in-depth vehicle details give you peace of mind before stepping onto any lot. It's no wonder that SimilarWeb estimated traffic data shows Car Gurus is the #1 most visited car shopping site. Buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at cargurus.com. Go to cargurus.com to make sure the big deal is the best deal. That's cargurus.com, cargurus.com. More Locked On Bulls coming up next.
Guru gets tough.
I mean, my brain, Guru. I'm such a Mortal Kombat fan that literally my brain wants to say Guru every time I see it, and I have to stop and say it's Guru. Anyway.
Car Guru, very different. Listen,
if Guru comes and drops off my car, it's worth it. I don't care if it's smashed at that point. It's worth it to me. But Pat, with that said, man, Scottie Pippen made a comparison was made between Scottie Pippen and Jalen Williams on the Thunder, and Scottie Pippen actually says that he does see a lot of himself in Jalen Williams. How do you feel about that comparison?
I don't hate it, even though, I mean, last night, very tough moment to say that. I think Jalen Williams had the worst plus minus in NBA Finals history with a -40 yesterday. But it was really bad. But I actually do agree with the sentiment of him being like, yeah, think about it. Perfect #2, able to put up points and pick up in a lot of the areas where Shea has fallen off. If Shea is essentially your Michael Jordan and all of this thing, I know a lot of people like to look at Shea and Lou Dort. I mean, Jalen Williams truly is the Jaylen Brown of that team, the Scottie Pippen of that team, the #2 that can go out there and truly give you whatever you need. You need facilitating, got you. You need scoring, got you. You need good defense, got you. Like, I think that is where you look at the similarities between him and Pip. To me, that's a very valid conversation, especially when you talk about all the little things that Jalen Williams adds to the game. Again, very tough to talk about him glowingly, not coming off of the 40-point game and coming off of the -40 plus minus. But I do think that there are a lot of similarities that you could take a look at there.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like you said, the perfect #2. I was on Locked On NBA yesterday, and Matt Moore made a great thing. He was like, I wonder if Pip played in this era, would he realize that people love him as much as they love Michael Jordan? And I'm like, I get that sentiment. I think there's a generation of people that appreciate Pippen at that level, but I do think there's a lot of people as well who look at Pippen and think that and don't think that he was great. And there's a lot that goes into that and stuff like that. But I think Jalen Williams is a player that now with the modern NBA, people do appreciate him at the level. Let me ask you this question, though, because this is something that does sometimes pop up in these. Do you ever think, are you ever worried that Jay Will, though, will want to say, I want to know what it's like to have my own team? We've seen that happen before.
You know what? Their vibe is so different. I don't think so. I think that OKC's vibe, first off, yeah, I think they walking around that city like a group of gods down there. I mean, the population of OKC, I think, is like 400,000, 500,000, something like that. Like it's not enough people for you to like not be known.
But the walking around in God in OKC, that's really like being the richest person in the North Pole.
But you know what? I'll say this. Shaq was talking about that recently, and he was like, I was so ready to, not Shaq, who was it? Dwight. Dwight was talking about that, and he was like, I was so ready to leave because I felt like I needed something different. And then you go to somebody else's team or you go to a different team, and then you realize, oh, like you don't have nothing here. Like they don't love you.
They
like
don't care.
They loved you back then. You ain't Kobe. They don't love you like that. Like
that ain't no Jordan.
You know what I mean? So I think that there's an understanding and a bond there. Maybe one day he will say, I want to go out and, Klay Thompson this thing. But I think that is a team that is very close together, very young, and realize they can win a lot of championships together if they stay together. They got to win this first one here. But like, as much as we look at Indiana, it's like, this may be your best chance. Get the win now. I think we look at OKC and we like, yeah, y'all will be back here. We'll see y'all in a year, maybe two.
Yeah, OKC is that like they're the closest thing that you can see to turning into another dynasty, and it's going to be very difficult, I think, in the modern NBA to have dynasties because you have to draft so well, you have to have the contracts lined up perfectly, and then you have to continue to draft well even after you have your stars, so that way you can have cheap bench depth. And OKC is in a place where they can do all of that with still having tons of draft assets.
I was about to say, and they still got nothing but draft picks.
Like literally, they will have to unless they get rid of a player that was actually in their rotation in the finals. They're going to have to consolidate draft picks just to have a roster spot open for the draft picks that they have. Like it's crazy to think of what they have to do down there. So like OKC has the chance to be a modern day dynasty. Like you said, they got to get this first one out the way first. Even if they don't win it this year, they still have enough headroom to where if they win next year, cool, it's all right. You're going to win 3 instead of 4. Like it's cool, right? Like, so, we'll see what happens there. But like, I love that you pointed out, they do seem like they have a different level of closeness there. That they are like, hell, you look at what they did when we went to OKC and Josh Giddey there, like how they still took pictures with them and we're hugging on them and stuff like that. Like, they have a different level of love for each other there that I don't worry about that. It's not like some other situations that pop up where you could tell like even Boston, I'm looking at it like, yeah, they like each other, but I'm looking at it like, how many more contracts they got before Jaylen Brown's like, all right, I'm out. Like it's going to happen at some point.
Don't let him come out this year and they still going like a deep playoff run with him by himself.
With Jason Tatum? Oh, bro.
With Tatum out? Come on now. Like it's going to be, hey, bro, I got us here. We a top seed in the East. We don't need you no more.
So yeah, I love the comparison though, and I think in the sense that like Jalen Williams does everything that you like, and it's game to game. I know last night was bad, but like if you need him to step up and score 30, he got you. If you need listen, we don't need you to score 30 today. You need to score more like 14, but we need you to go play excellent defense and get a bunch of steals to get us out. He can do that. Like Jalen Williams is the perfect complement to Shea as it stands right now, and I hope to see this duo stay together because they're going to need it. Because OKC is never going to be a free agent destination, so they're going to have to keep drafting well.
Yeah, 100%. And listen, we did get live footage of Scottie Pippen when I called Shea Michael Jordan. Scottie, I'm sorry. Damn. Scottie, I apologize. You were the number 2, Scottie. You were the number 2.
You know what? All jokes aside, let me ask you this, Pat. Mike is always Mike, right?
Yeah.
But in the modern NBA where you see more point forward, keep in mind, Scottie's game was weird when he was doing it. You see more point forwards. Like, how do you think Scottie would be viewed? Like, would it be looked as Batman or Robin, or would it be looked at as more 2 Batman in the modern NBA if you had both those guys on the same team?
I mean, listen, we still look at Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown as Batman and Robin. It's just some people have a very different Batman on that team. That's true. I think that we see what Jaylen Brown can do, or I'm sorry, Jalen Williams can do. We still look at them as Batman and Robin. When Steph and Klay were together, they were the 2 best shooters in the NBA. It was still Batman and Robin. Like, I think for some reason being called a Robin now is like a slight. Oh, you're not the Batman on this team. Well, everybody can't be Batman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you need Robin. You know how many times Robin had saved Batman in these comic books for Batman to just turn around and be like, you did what you were supposed to do. Shut up. And
that's why all his Robins end up being crazy.
Yeah.
That's why all Robins end up being crazy, bro.
Or
Batman's
dead.
abusive.
Or
dead, yeah.
Or dead. Yeah.
And then they come back from life, and then they're not even worried about who killed them. They want to kill him.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's nerd stuff. We're not going to, you know.
But no, I just think that, like, in the modern day with Scottie Pippen, like, I still think we would view Scottie Pippen as the Robin on the team. We talk about him as the dude that can go lead a team, but we will view Scottie Pippen as exactly what he is. He's just the only one that don't think it's as important because he's below Mike. One of the 50 greatest players to ever dribble a basketball. And it's not like you're like 50. Like, you're in the top 20, brother.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Scotty got to get over that, Scotty. Just let it go. I'm sorry, Scotty. Look away. Look away. I can't. What made you come outside dressed as an auntie? Hey, man, before we get into this final topic here, we got to tell you guys all about Wayfair. There's nothing like
Auntie Pat.
Hey, I came out dressed like an auntie, bro. I'm just saying. All he missing is the pearl ball earrings. There's nothing like stepping into your own outdoor space and feeling like you've escaped to a personal oasis. If you are waiting to update your patio this season, Wayfair has made it so easy to turn into a space that feels like yours, comfortable, stylish, and ready for the summer. Wayfair has everything you need to level up your outdoor space: conversion sets, outdoor bars, fire pits, hot tubs, gazebos, and yes, even the perfect string light that sets the vibe. It's like giving your backyard that resort feel without the resort price. So many new things on Wayfair every single day. Recently picked up a new outdoor dining set and some modern lounge chairs, and they have completely transformed my patio from a nice little spot to kick it to a beautiful outdoor area. My style leans clean and modern, so I love being able to filter and find exactly what fits my space. Don't wait. Make your outdoor space your dream oasis today with Wayfair and enjoy it all summer long. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop a huge outdoor selection. That's wayfair.com, WAYFAR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. More Locked On Bulls. Come back.
I started the music early. You had that pause. I didn't account for the pause.
You were good. I actually think that may be the key that we need right there. I actually think that may be the move.
Anyway, Pat, that's hilarious, man. So the Indiana Pacers forced Game 7 last night in what was a great game from start to finish for the Indiana Pacers. Tyrese Haliburton, who they did say before the game that he has a multi-week injury, but they let him play. He scored 14 points solidly. He wasn't as bad as what he was in Game 5. Pat, Game 7. It's been a while since we had a Game 7 in the finals. Considering that Tyrese Haliburton is hurt, this game does happen Sunday, so we won't have another episode before the game comes out. What are your NBA Finals predictions?
Listen, I actually think this Game 7 is going to be a very competitive Game 7. I still do have OKC coming out with the win, but I'll tell you what, Tyrese Haliburton has really changed the narrative on himself with coming back out there. Listen, coming off one of the worst games in finals history, legitimately, it's one of the worst. No first All-NBA player, or not first team All-NBA, no All-NBA player has ever not recorded a field goal in the finals. But coming off of that game, you can see that the leg is bothering him. You can see that he definitely took a little bit of a shot. You know what I mean? And that he was, fighting through it. To me, this is where the stories are made of, right? This is how you get Isaiah Thomas winning an NBA championship on one leg. This is how you get Kobe going to the free throw line after he tore his leg up and he's knocking down 2 shots. You know what I mean? Like this is where these moments are made of. And you got to give Tyrese Haliburton an incredible amount of credit and praise. He does have that heart of a champion. And I do wonder if that's going to be enough with Pascal Siakam being possessed yesterday. I don't know if you saw that video floating around to actually put this Indiana Pacers team over the top on the road. It's, bro, like I don't even know what the storyline is on OKC coming out of this if Indiana finds a way to win.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is the thing, and this is where it comes down to matchups, right? Like, you can talk about and OKC is a better team on paper. I think they're a better regular season team, but this is where matchups and coaching, and that's where it plays. Rick Carlisle has been the best coach in the entirety of these playoffs from start to finish so far. He's been the best coach. And Mike Dangle has been really good too. And I think he's made some adjustments in the series that have been really important to the series. But Rick Carlisle is such a good basketball coach, and this is where it goes to having team. OKC's depth has always been a problem for most teams.
Yep.
The Pacers are one team that goes 12, 13 deep, just like the OKC Thunder do. They're not afraid of going that. They bring in some more defensive intensity off their bench. I think those are things that it's hard to calculate. And so the matchups, the X's and O's part, that's where the Pacers have really separated themselves to be able to match with the Thunder as well as they have been able to. Now it comes down to one game. And as we know, Pat, anybody can win one game.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Oh, good.
No, that's what's going to be tough for this team. And so we'll see what happens, man. But yeah, I'm super excited about this finals.
Dog, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I think when you look at this, one, you saw Pascal turn up last night and say it's on me. I'm gonna pick up the slack. I think if we need to be talking about anybody, it's Scottie Pippen. You got to be looking at him, bro. You get one good game out of Miles Turner and this thing's over.
Yeah,
Miles Turner's been horrible. Like, he has had a horrible NBA Finals. I think that Indiana can come in there and give them the fight of their life. I think going into hostile territory is what it's all about. Being able to close out in hostile territory is truly what I think. If they were to pull off this Game 7, it would differentiate us going, this is your best chance to ever get here, to be like, yo, they may be a team we got to actually worry about for some years to come here, because it is a young team. It is a team that for the most part is paid. You're getting the best performances you can out of guys you didn't expect it from. Obi Toppin, balling.
Yeah.
Like, it's getting to a point where if Obi Toppin got drafted here, we wouldn't have liked him because he wouldn't have been as good. It's getting tough. The Obi Toppin out here putting on a good defensive display and offensive display. So I think that the big thing right now with where the finals is heading into this Game 7 is who's going to be able to outlast the battle of wills. Like, the talent is there on both sides. Although I will say this, Indiana's got to prove something, especially in the first quarter. They've only had 4 good minutes of basketball at OKC.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, I think they have more than 4 good minutes, but I think that the OKC Thunder, the things that they do well as far as like get a bunch of turnovers, they're a team that actually have made forcing turnovers part of their skill set. It's not just luck. That is part of what they do.
Yeah.
But the Pacers are typically such a good team at protecting the basketball. And on top of that, they don't let any lead get them down. Now, I do think with the Game 7 being in OKC, that could be a determining factor because the Pacers are such a good team at home. And we're talking about if the Pacers didn't drop that game at home, they're the NBA champions right now, which typically don't drop a lot. So, but here's the thing. I think that the Pacers can they start off the series stealing one at home, on the road against OKC. I think they can do it again. I'm still playing it safe and predicting the Thunder to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Pacers win.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be surprised. I think OKC has just been so dominant at home. Like, outside of the comeback, I can't think of another good Indiana run. I mean, they were turning the basketball over left and right in that last game in OKC. So if you can keep the turnovers down, and you saw the flip. Yeah, last night was Indiana getting a lot of the turnovers and turning it into points. To me, that's going to be the determining factor in this game. Who's getting the ball out and who's forcing turnovers the most, because that's been the determining factor the last 2 games. So we'll see what ends up happening in this final Game 7. I'm excited for this. We'll be live on Chicago Sports Center.
I think we'll have to do a co-live on it's Game 7.
Yeah, that might need to be a co-live, my boy. Yeah, that one might need to be a co-live to finish it out. Hey man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit the like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Follow us on everything at Locked On Bulls. You can follow me on everything at Pat the Designer.
You can follow me at CEO Hayes. Locked On Bulls is free and available on every podcasting app and platform of your choice, as well as YouTube, the Odyssey app, Amazon Fire TV, Roku TV, Fubo TV, basically anywhere that you want us. You can get it. We'll see you guys on Monday morning. Peace, y'all.
Peace.